A man dropped his phone, dropped his Wi-Fi, dragging the fat dog into the woods. I thought it would clog my teeth. Who expected to turn into a reluctant chef? After grilling the fish, cook sour soup with banana flowers. The second day of the journey, they still choose to follow the stream down. Just not too bad. It is not difficult to catch fish on the road. Soon enough, I found out in a shallow puddle. There are tadpoles. Dance. You just need to use 8 little bamboo shovels to easily catch it. But your body is kind of. This food must be caught. Many times the stomach is full. Look at the dog sleeping in the cage. I wonder what to name. With few words, it is difficult. If the audience has a good idea, leave a comment. The rocks are here because of the big water, washed all year round that became extremely smooth. Get down the mountain safely. I'm looking for a bamboo stick. This place grows a lot of natural sour leaves. If you cook with the tadpole, in my hometown, it's a delicious sour soup. Over a few more waterfalls, I found a flatland. There's not much noise here. If you can't find a place, building a house here is also an option. Just about to consider, it was suddenly discovered in the water. There's a fish nearby. If you get it, the fish are in the tube. The bamboo suddenly became unattractive, but I can't laugh because even in a narrow place, this fish is always out of my hands. It took more than half an hour to catch it. Get the first prize. I checked. I was lucky enough to catch the second one. Because it's winter, the darkness is falling fast. I decided to stay here overnight. When you find the right place, you start a cooking group. The dog has a free nanny, sleeping for a day without waking up. Let it sleep more comfortably. I'll put it next to the fire and then start pre-processing the food. Maybe because it is close to the river, there are many fish in the river. There was enough food, so I wasn't in a hurry. Because they only live in familiar areas. No one in front of you is afraid. Finished processing 2 large fish. Then the fry are the problem. Because it's like pufferfish. Their intestines are mildly toxic. If they are wrong, the next day, people can have a party. The food takes time to cook, so he enlisted to find shelter materials. In this humid environment, there's a lot of blood-sucking insects. Avoid direct contact with the soil. He used the terrain to build a wooden bed on the roof of several large leaf ships. A makeshift tent has been completed. You're also generously giving the dog half the big fish for dinner. The kitchen is getting better. The food is also better. Soon a man and dog ate it all. No stomach finish. I soon lay down on my bed. 2 days in a row makes your body tired. But what worries me, more than that, I haven't found the right place to build shelter. On the 3rd day of the journey, it began to rain. Fortunately, I was able to avoid the rain last night, so we escaped. The closer you get to the stream, the better the environment. Overgrown trees, but the scenery is beautiful. It was quickly broken by a rock. Where the terrain is flat, there is a natural waterfall in front of you. After thinking about it, I decided to pause for a few days, looking for a while. Finally, he discovered a natural cave near the pile. The stone inside is spacious enough to sleep comfortably. He finished packing his things and went into the forest to cut bamboo. You spend a lot of time. Back to bamboo floor. Then cover the banana leaves flat so as not to hurt the back. Look at the river in front of you. I decided to catch a big fish for dinner because the water here is so wide. So normal fishing gear is no longer effective. You made a giant trap. Wide mouth enough to deal with a 100-pound fish. To increase efficiency, I even built a small dam that left only one way out. In the meantime, he and the dog started a fire in front of the heating cave. It's getting dark and there's no sign of the fish trap. Make you worry. I have to starve. He picked up stones on the shore and threw them down to chase away the fish. There's finally some fish. I can't stand being trapped. In the mountains and forests, no technology, no tricks. Even if you don't wash it, you don't get sick. The next day, a rare cold wave of air enveloped this place. It makes the sky heavy. It can rain hard at any time. After a night of waiting, the fish trap helped me catch another shark. If you continue like this, you can get a lot of real, smoked and dried products will be stored for a long time. But because the river here is so shallow, so the big fish are often hidden deep at the bottom. Think about this plan. I immediately ran to the forest. A lot of raw materials, long distance rafting, so it takes a long time to just ship it back. Because the raft is related to life safety, so you choose the ingredients very carefully. The rope must be flexible bamboo. And the bamboo, make raft frame. It must be uniform in size so that the raft is flat. Then he used a knife to cut a hole in the bamboo. Fixed more nan. Small bamboo into a neat paddle. Try in the water. Very good effect. Having lived in the city for many years, climbing skills are still proficient, but it's more important to make a new trap. Different from yesterday, this time much smaller. The dense gap to the wild boar is also difficult to break for laying at the bottom of the river. So at the mouth of the trap must add a cap to prevent fish from turning their head. To increase the success rate, I regret leaving a fish head as bait. When the bait is ready, you climb the raft out in the middle of the river. Strong running water, so I used a big rock to fix the trap. Avoid being swept away. When the night falls, a man and dog sitting on a cliff. Silently enjoy the meal. If there's no surprise, tomorrow will definitely be a bumper. But the sound of the water woke me up in the middle of a dream. I'm going to check yesterday's trap today. The dog wants Theo, but look at the climb. Of course, I have no intention of going with you. I'm glad you've been able to make a full mark around this area. so I didn't spend much energy. I found the fish cage fixation. What surprised me was that in just one day, the trap caught 4 big fish. If you open a fish shop nearby, I would buy a villa in Dubai. It's just a small thing, but I don't have time to deal with the fish right now. So we surrounded a pond, small water to trap them. There are many fish swimming inside. So the feeding problem is also solved. Then he went to check the trap across the stream. But because the water's too strong, so when we found out, the fish inside were choking to death. The environment here is very humid. Your long-term leprosy shows signs of returning. Thinking about moving. He then processed and hong-dried all the food. Even if there is no preservation method, it will last a long time. I'm going to make a pickled fish for dinner. This plant usually grows along the river. Thanks to the familiar shape, soon enough was picked. Washed in spring water, crumble and stir thoroughly so that the sour taste seeps into the fish meat. The taste just like that lamb never melts away. Homemade salt in the forest. Low purity so much doesn't taste salty. Wait a minute, there are 8 delicious sour fish soup. Because the dog can't eat salty food, so I even prepared a barbecue for him. I woke up early the next day. The bamboo is about to leave this place to find a settlement. In the forest watertight raft, so you put a plank on the dog. Avoid wet, check the furniture. With a pot and some barbecue, what's left is basically nothing else. When you're ready, you climb. The dog begins its journey to find a new home. They followed the stream for a long time. Beautiful mountains, rivers and streams. Makes me feel like I'm in a dream, but it was getting dark, so I paused for the night. Wait for tomorrow morning to continue exploring the mysterious forest. After resting, I set out to find shelter. Came across a big, old tree with a natural crack. Enough for one person to get in. I found out that there were bees flying inside. It proves there is a secret. But because of the special terrain, if you want to get honey, cut down the tree. Along the food route and fences. All kinds of fruit. Even rock slits have fat frogs. After a day and a night in the forest, I really need protein supplements for recovery. I want to switch back to survival. But looking at the dog, it's clear that he just likes to lie down. Tired, they both sat on the rock for a while. The surrounding area is unsettled. By the way, I came to a bamboo forest. After the bamboo rain grows good green shoots. It can be eaten raw. Thanks for the help. Soon you get enough shoots. And find a flat area near a water source. I decided to build a tent. Stay here to rest for a few days. Then continue the long journey. Growing a lot, so he cleared the land and collected the materials. To save effort, this time I made use of the growing bamboo. Background column, without losing the hole. Soon the frame of the house was formed and the rain stopped. Tropical Southeast Asia often rains suddenly, so want to live comfortably. The waterproofing can't be ignored. When I finished, my uncle gathered some dry wood for the kitchen. Logs. Be sure to plug it into the ground and turn it into a temporary shackle. To make up for the loss of energy over the past few days, he took out the grilled fish to save. But that's not enough. So we're going after the unlucky frogs. You cook with banana blossom, sour leaves and some bamboo shoots burning. Living like this, even in Dubai, it is also worth calling rich. The leaves are put in bamboo tubes with boiling water to drink. It is not difficult to live to be 100 years old. In your free time, you can make food. Handmade workmanship. I had to study for 2.5 years. But it's getting dark. I can't make a chair. Should pull big rocks as a dining table. Although the scene is still rudimentary, compared to sleeping on the ground, it's enough to be called a royal. Maybe because of the hard days, they both ate very well. Out of half a grilled fish, stay up late and everything is clean. No more bones. After a night of rest, he fully recovered. The next day I decided to explore. Passing through some bushes, suddenly discovered a puddle of water with a survival experience. I knew right away it was eel heaven. I caught 2 with a knife. But it takes effort. Easy to do, always be vigilant deep into the mud. So he built a trap instead. As long as the food is attractive enough, there is fresh meat every day. With his skillful hands, he made 3 traps. So that the fish don't suffocate. I even punched air holes in the bottom. The bait is the most important. I didn't ask the dog. And cut the fish in half from its diet. It's a trap, but you have to stay overnight. Fortunately, I caught 2 the other day. Plus the rest of the grilled fish, there's enough for tonight. The next morning I woke up early to make a cup of tea. Waiting for the right time to pack up. Take the sleeping dog and go into the forest. Start a life of hunting. As you walk across a golden land, humming sound, the excitement of the hornets caught his attention. Raise your head and look up. I saw on a tree that a new hive of bees had moved in. Just watch for a moment, that the woodcutters have crept up on their feet. Thanks for the quick response. If you let them bite into your skin, it's a sting. It's hard to heal. Go forever to the upper reaches of the river, and we found a natural shelter under our feet. The inside cliff is spacious and airy. Very suitable to stay, but the river here is dry. It's hard to drink water, let alone catch fish. There's natural wood. Put the wild tree into a beautiful decoration. I walked along the river forever, until there's no trace of water. Just came back. 7 hopes should focus on checking the traps yesterday. Fortunately, your fish is delicious. Albeit traps bring unexpected harvest. A few pounds of fatty eel is enough for 2 people to have dinner. He cooks eel soup with fragrant sour leaves. Choose a few for the dog to enjoy. The baby teeth are not growing enough and are easily eaten. Thanks to his careful care, the dog is growing healthy. If you grow up, you'll meet wild boars. It can also confront. After a few days of rest, you continue your journey to find a place. Withdraw experience. Last time you chose, follow the stream to find plenty of water. The rock crevices here are usually where the hedgehogs live. If you weren't looking for a house, you'd have caught some. You've been driving me down for a long time. Muddy streams. The shoes never dry. Passing by a small pond to see the fishes swimming. My hunger from the morning makes my eyes glow. Having a few fish right now really saves hunger. But it's hard for fish to get used to handshake water. And he dragged them into a shallow stream and slashed them with a knife. It only took half a day for 2 little girls. Watching dogs sleep like dead in bamboo baskets, I decided to look around for dinner. But this catch is too low effective. When you detect a plant with leaves that contain toxins, you're going to use plastic to poison the fish. Quickly climb a tree and cut a pile of leaves. Choose the right place. You even use rocks to block the flow so the leaves don't drift. And tearing down the leaves, letting the green plastic run through the water. Make sure you use your feet. 35 not washed anymore. Half an hour later, the fish in the stream, lethargic poison, caught up easily. If you have enough fish, you start a cooking fire. Fortunately, the harsh winter is over. Find land near water. Lining a few moisture-proof banana leaves is enough overnight. The wild potatoes you've dug before. Take it out as the main course. The menu is plentiful today. Crunchy crab melts fry and fat tadpole. Add banana blossom and sour leaves into a pot of fragrant sour fish soup. The pot needs more time. Waiting for the tomato pot to ripen, I cut a few more pieces of dry wood as big as my arm. Enough to burn through the night, no more needed. At dinner, I deliberately threw hard, annoying crabs for dogs. I enjoy the fresh taste. The dog can only watch quietly, but like the man under the eaves, can't help but bow. It only knows how to hold. The next morning, he took the dog on his way to find a new home. The way is so wet that your back hurts. Because of the low wind, slippery rocks make the trip more strenuous, so you let the dogs go to area that's been devastated by hurricanes. The old tree is crumbling like a landfill. Suddenly met some disgusting squeegee. He carried the dog across to a puddle of water. Hear the frogs groaning. I caught a frog as big as myself. Maybe because he was hungry. He went to eat in the middle of the day, but because I often carry you, so the dog has a lazy habit. Take a few steps and lie down. You've got to push it forward to get into the habit of leading. Follow the stream forever when the dog is tired. You carry on across a lake. There is a giant shadow at the bottom. As soon as it gets into the water, it disappears. Traces around the shore indicate large fish. You tightly cover Lao City. Chiseled crosshead mounted wood for cracking pointed tip for hunting. After more than an hour, finally got the giant fish in the corner. But catching big fish to eat 2 meals is not enough. I watched the water fade and the sky grew dark. I decided to find a place around there. Very good environment. There are banana leaves on top like a natural roof. Cover dry around the fire easily. While you're cooking the food, the dog, lying by the fire heating. Big grilled fish needs a lot of time to ripen. I'm going to make another hammock for a good night's sleep. I look at my stomach getting worse. I would have picked the old orange bamboo for sure. Just split the bamboo inside into strands. A sudden sharp pain. Make me stop checking. I found some milkweed sucking blood. If you have a stomach, throw them away immediately. Down the rock and brandish the knife. Slash to death. Then carefully examine the dog's body and fruit. I also discovered some of them. When you're done, go on and finish the job. Use stretch cover too. Head to shape the fast, finishing the main part and then get the cords firmly fixed to the tree. The hammock is done. You try to adjust, then add banana leaves for a softer back. Thinking about yesterday getting dogs to eat all these meatless crabs, I was tired a lot today, so I've prepared a lot of fish for dinner. Make up for it. I hope to close some distance. Early the next morning, when the first rays of sunlight came through the canopy, the tree continues its journey. Still, follow the stream in the hope of finding an ideal refuge. Climate stops tropical all year round, low humidity. It's making moss grow everywhere. After crossing the slippery rock, I finally have a little harvest. The first, it's these big wild figs that grow all over the tree. But the bitter taste makes most eaters falter. I went on and found some edible wild vegetables. The beef is definitely delicious after all, but because of the mild poison, so I just picked a little carry. Along the way, the small stream squeezed across the foot. When you hit the steep slope, you carry the dog through. Sometimes people fall off the horse. Maybe a little too far from your feet will cause both of you to fall. I don't know. But the earthenware pot is broken. The basket behind the back was also torn. Wait until it's settled and do it again. From there, he carefully stored more food to prevent heavy rain. Don't worry, there are new reserves. Lucky God. In a remote corner of the forest, I found some warm wild chicken eggs. I'm sure the female has been around lately, but he knew the forest, so he didn't look for it. By the ecological balance in the forest, that's what's important. I understand that forest ecosystems need to be sustained, so after finding a temporary leg rest, he decided to reassemble the broken bamboo basket. First, choose the pliable bamboo nearby. For the rest, use a cooking fire for free. Today's lunch is chicken eggs. Boiled with charcoal grilled frog meat. Waiting for 9, he sat down and started hand knitting new baskets to ensure durability. The bottom you choose to cover the old. Definitely increase the depth and size to hold more. The mouth of the basket. Lock the edge carefully to avoid. Then plug in 2 more straps. Extremely solid results, to the point where even a heavy rock doesn't hurt. After a while, the food in the kitchen is ready. Not enough for your dog. Back to the banana forest. Pick up some more corn and bring it home to cook. Think of the present day, full facilities. It's a completely natural meal like this. It's rare. Get drunk before leaving. He carefully extinguished the remaining fire. Avoid the risk of forest fires. Or maybe the whole forest is lucky. Patch 15 to restore it.